What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Halloween Horror 3. Welcome to day 31. And I do apologize for being late. I've just been dealing with a lot, which I will talk about in another video, as well as the plans for 2025 and kind of discussing the new year. So, for day 31, excuse me, I just had some water. I'm dealing with some acid reflux. For day 31, I thought I would share some Halloween memories growing up. So, I remember one year, or maybe a few years, but there's one specific year that really stands out. I would go to my aunt's house, and I remember bringing one of my friends because I would tell him how going, trick or treating around my aunt's house really has great benefits because we can fill up a Walmart bag to the point that you have to double bag it, no joke, or have a very heavy and full pillowcase. My aunt lived in a huge neighborhood. Now, mind you, I was living down south where it's really crowded. So it was kind of expected in some way. But I remember, pretty much me and my siblings, we'd all split up. Me and my cousin, we would go, and my brother and my parents, would go do their own thing, and my cousin as well. So by the time the night was over, we all had bags full, and we would go to a lot of houses. And I just remember really having fun with that. I had a friend who I went not only went to school with, but was living an apartment complex with. And he decided to go with my brother, and me and my cousin decided to go together. And yeah, it was fun and entertaining. And, it was pretty much, I want to say we did it for maybe a couple of years, and then that was pretty much it. Then there was one year we decided to not go to my aunt's house anymore. I think after a while we kind of got, a little bored with it and decided we needed to change things up. And we decided to start trick or treating at that time. My grandparents, they were at the time were living in Fort Lauderdale. So where we were living at, I would say it's probably an hour, hour and a half. It just really depends on traffic and things like that. So we would go to their house, and because they live in a cul-de-sac, and this neighborhood is kind of more of you know a mixture like military, just you know wealthy, um, people. So we'd go trick or treating around their neighborhood, and this neighborhood was doing the big giant candy bars, which was kind of like hitting a gold mine. And because they weren't getting as many trick or treaters, they actually had us come around for a second time, which was pretty cool. And then by the time the night was over, we had a bag full, and not just full, but the big size candy bars, which was, like I said, kind of that gold mine for us. And we did that for a couple years. And then the last year I would do trick or treating, this was in 2000, and I want to say 2002. This was less than a year before we would move, and we had pretty much one last, hoorah. And I decided to, trick or treat with my friends in our neighborhood because we never really did it in our neighborhood. This was the first and last time, and it was fun. Everybody got together. I remember being a like rock devil. I had this really cool like polyester button down shirt that had like dragons and stuff. And then I had like this like devil mask with gloves, and it was kind of just like this rocker, devil rocker of some sort. And yeah, we just went door to door and got our candy, and it was fun. My brother at the time pretty much retired. Um, I decided this was going to be my last year because I believe the year before I didn't do it. I think I had stop as well, and decided because this was the last time, we'd be doing stuff with our friends, it felt, right to have that one last hoorah. And that's pretty much what we did. And it was just fun, a really good time. The weather wasn't too bad at the time. I mean, I'm living down south. I was living in the Tamarack, Coral Springs area. So down south, compared to where I'm at now, it's more warm down there than it is here. I mean, it's Florida. Of course, it's going to be warm, but we do get, because we're so close to Alabama, we do get, some really cold weather. So it's always nice. But down there, not so much. But it wasn't too bad from what I remember because I was wearing a long sleeve shirt. So it was pretty chilly in some way, but not, enough to have to wear a jacket or anything like that. But I remember that night being just fun, entertaining, bumping into my neighbors, kind of talking to them, checking out all the costumes that them and their kids, and just kind of, you know, complimenting on their costumes and everything. And it was just fun. It was just having a really good time and, enjoying that night. And yeah, that was the three, Halloween trick or treating memories that I had that really stood out for me. And I remember a lot of the costumes I used to have back in the day. One year I was a turtle, from one of the movies. Or no, I was one of the turtles from the series and movies. I remember one year I was a Power Ranger, Hulk Hogan, I think Spider Man at one point. I mean, there was just so many different costumes. Excuse me. One year I actually was a rocker, basically. I had a Jason mask, I carried a hockey stick, and I, had a concert t-shirt and a wig. It was a pretty cool costume. I think I went as Sonic one year as well. I don't quote me on that, but there's so many, costumes that I had as a kid. At this point, I can't really remember. But back then things were a lot different. You actually got to go to the neighborhoods, go to door, and as time's gone by, a lot has changed. But those were the three memories that really stood out the most for me, and I figured I would share with them. Share it with you guys, those memories. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Halloween horror. I do apologize for being behind, with the last few days. Wasn't really what I had intended or planned. But hopefully, Halloween Horror 4 for next year will be a lot better. We shall see. My fingers are crossed for sure. But keep an eye out tomorrow. I should be doing my plan for 2025 and just kind of talk to you guys on what's going on with me personally and why I haven't made some videos in the past few days other than trying to catch up with the Halloween horror. But with that being said, guys, thanks so much. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. It's much appreciated. Comment down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'm Film Talk with Mikey. Till next time, guys, we'll talk films. You guys have a good one. Take care, and I will see you guys soon.